And finally, we have to look out for our seniors, especially when there's people out there who look to take advantage of them. I caught up with Andy Gill at the Lomita Sheriff's Department, who tells us more.
We've lately had a rash of people going around checking cars to see if they're locked. If they're unlocked, they're going to go through and they're going to rifle through the car, take whatever they can. And the other thing they do is, if they see someone's GPS still mounted on the dash, or a lady's purse in the car, they're going to break a window or jimmy a lock, and they're going to steal it.
Now, is it easy to break into a car? Is that an easy thing to do? I mean,
it's just as simple as breaking a piece of glass.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, a guy can get in and out of a car breaking a window in 7 seconds, and he'll be gone.
The same, I think, with a house as well, a home. Is it good to have an alarm on your home? I mean, is that preventative?
It can be. A lot of people put the signs out front, ADT or whatever the alarm company may be, that does it. In the past, we've had burglaries where someone will knock on the door to see if anyone's home.
Yeah.
If they answer, oh, I'm here, representing this pest control company. If no one answers, they'll go around back, break a window, and ransack. We've had several of those type of burglaries in the last 2 weeks. We don't know if they're doing the knock and notice thing on the front door or not, but they are breaking in through the back windows.
What kind of scams are out there that people can be aware of, that you see?
The common ones that I see is the lottery scams, where someone claims this person either gets a letter or a phone call saying they've won a lottery. Usually it's a Jamaican lottery, or in England or in Africa, and they're saying, we need you to send us a check for either $4,000 or $5,000 to finalize the taxes and other payments towards the $2 million you may receive. Well, once the money is wired out of country, if they hear from the person again, it's only to get more money, and most of the time their money is gone.
Now, is that usually something that comes through the mail and has a phone number attached, call this number, and then there's somebody there that they actually talk to, so they think it's legitimate?
Yes, or they get a lot of these through email as well, and they email correspond.
It's so awful to think about the fact that, our mail is being abused, and I know the phones as well, because I know a lot of people will get phone calls from people saying, donate to this, donate to that, and then they send a check somewhere, and it's not even a legitimate place to send a check.
That's common.
Yeah. And do you see these in different times of the year more than others, or how do you hear about them?
No, they happen all year round. I investigate a lot of the crimes against the elders, so I get them on my desk after the deputies have already written the first report.
Okay.
And most of the time, like I said, by that time, unfortunately, their money has already been spent, and getting money back from a foreign country is very difficult.
You talked a little while ago about when people call and say that, I'm your grandson, I'm your granddaughter, and they need help. How does that usually go?
That's another scam where they'll get a phone call from someone and they'll say, Grandpa, is that you, Grandpa? And they won't give a name until the person responds, oh, is that you? And like say Jimmy or Joey, yeah, it's me. I've been arrested and I'm in England. I need money for bail. Can you wire me $3,000? And again, it's a wire transfer. And once it's wired to another country, again, that money is very difficult to get back.
Now, what's the best way preventatively to let seniors know, these things are not legitimate things?
For the one with the grandchildren, confirm your grandchild is overseas first. Call another family member. Try to get a hold of someone else. The lottery scams, I have a belief that if it's too good to be true,
it's too good.
It's too good to be true.
Yeah.
And normally, if you win a lottery, you don't have to pay taxes ahead of time.
Right. That's a very good point. So. Also, when we think about putting our mail out and putting bills out to go, outwardly in the mail, I guess that's dangerous too.
That's another crime we've been having quite a bit of. Somebody will write their check out to pay their utilities.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll clip it onto their mailbox, hoping the mailman's going to pick it up. Before the mailman gets to it, someone else does. They do is washing the check, they bleach out the name, they rewrite it, and it's cashed. A lot of times on it, somebody will write it for $85 to the electric company.
Sure.
Well, somebody will add a 9 in it, so it's $985 when it gets cashed.
Oh my gosh. Now, how do you find out about most of these?
Again, I find out after this person gets their bank statement and notices that there's an $885 or $985 check that's been cashed, and they're like, I didn't write that. Majority of those are a little easier to deal with. They're done locally. We have video of the person doing it from the bank.
Right.
But then again, identifying that person on video is also very difficult.
That was kind of going to be my last way to maybe wrap this up is how do you find these suspects that are doing things like this?
Fortunately for us, they do it quite often.
Okay, yeah.
They don't do it one time
They're
and
repeat
stop.
offenders, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have, a lot of times, we'll do with the local law enforcement, LAPD or Palos Verdes Estates, and someone will know who they are.
Oh, really?
If that doesn't work, we go to the news media. I had one case where I didn't have anybody. I had a picture of someone I put out in the newspaper, and I got a phone call. Oh, that's a family member of mine. That's this person's name. And she was later arrested, convicted, and is in prison right now for identity theft.
Now, is it usually somebody in our own neighborhood, or do people come from out of town and sort of stock different neighborhoods?
I wouldn't say it's out of town per se, but like the ones we're getting in Rancho Palos Verdes, they're probably somewhat local because they know the areas. They know the ins and the outs. If you're not familiar with Rancho Palos Verdes, you can easily get lost up there.
Right, absolutely. Now, do people sort of, I mean, if they're coming into your neighborhoods, do they look for elderly people? Do they look for seniors and then kind of say, you know, I saw 2 older people that live in this home, or how does it work?
On some they will, but majority of the mail thefts, they're just driving down the street yanking them off the mailboxes.
Wow. So I guess something preventative would also be for seniors, especially, to get on a do not call list, or
get on the do not call list. Try to verify someone who they are prior to giving money.
Okay.
And that's, you know, you can get a phone call from the policeman's ball asking for $100. Try to confirm who they are before you give money away.
Right, and then I guess, like you said before, if it's too good to be true, it's usually too good to be true. And that will do it for us today. Thanks so much for joining us on our show dedicated to seniors. And for more information, you can always go to pvseniors.org. I'm Maria Sorreo, and we will see you next time.